Country 102.5 with Ben and Craig Morgan. Hey, what's up?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. Well, I just want to, hit the ground running here. We're very excited to see you in just a few days. How has Blake Shelton been so far?
He's awesome, man. He's been a good friend for a long time. I mean, he can be an idiot, but he's a lot of fun. He's like that dog that you want to put outside, but you let them in every now and then just because they're fun.
Well, I was going to ask you, the tour is called the Friends and Heroes Tour. What category do you fall into?
I don't know. I don't think I'm his hero by any means. So I'd have to fall in the Friends category.
Or we create a third category. I mean, you can call it whatever you like, but
yeah, no, you know what Blake is? He's one of my closest friends, has been, and probably always will be. He and Trace both, of all the artists that I know and am friends with. Some of the newer guys I've befriended. Luke Combs has become a very dear friend, but Blake and I have been friends for a long time, as have Trace and I. And I tell people all the time, if we weren't doing music together and touring and doing the kind of things that we are doing, we would still be hanging out together.
Probably getting in trouble, which is good that we can keep you
contained. Spend more time together, honestly, if we weren't touring.
So that first show went pretty well?
Oh, my gosh. It's been unbelievable. Yeah, it's been a great tour. The first weekend kicked off, and, they're sold-out shows, so it's been amazing.
That's awesome. I want to shift gears over to the EP that just came out on Friday. It is very incredible. It's called American Soundtrack, for those listening who may not have heard. It's all about, those values that are just so close to your heart, and it's so evident. So what has it been like to put this record out? How did it evolve when you were writing it?
Man, I just try to write songs that I think the majority of our listenership will be able to relate to and listen to. I will say God, family, country has always been my foundation. Even early on when I didn't realize that was my foundation, it was happening, and it's built itself to what it is today. And I think this music alludes to that better than anything I've ever done. And I also believe that it's music that our demographic, the people that I think make America what it is, that middle demographic, I think it's music that they will appreciate and be able to relate to and will want to listen to. And American Soundtrack, the title cut's the first thing off of there that I think most people will in some way apply to some point in their life.
So it's only been out for a few days, but what has that instant reaction been like? Is there any message or feedback that you've gotten from whether it's been a family member or a friend or a fellow country star, even a fan, that's really resonated with you so far?
I'll tell you, it's a little weird. I've been doing this a long time, and it's been a long time since I've got the kind of response that we've gotten from this music. I mean, it's been in the top 10 on iTunes. And the response from people listening to the songs on my accounts, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of those things, TikTok, everyone's talking about this music more so than even my last project, the Enlisted Project, where I brought in my friends to sing with me and sang some of my biggest hits with them. This music's been getting a much greater response. So
Sure.
I'm excited about that.
So this kind of flows into my next question. I'm a big admirer of your service to our country, and what you did at the Opry back in 2023 when you re-enlisted in the Army, that was one of the coolest moments that I've ever seen in country music, so that was really cool.
Well, it was very humbling for me to be able to bring those two relationships back together again.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What did that moment mean to you, and how did it feel to do it in such a meaningful place like that?
I mean, it was historical. It was iconic for me. It'll be one of those moments in my life that will forever be memorable. In fact, if I ever write another book, it'll be one of the focal points of that next book.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, it was just the military and the music have been my life, aside from family, obviously, and probably first above all of that is my Lord and Savior. But to be able to bring those two together at that moment and in that iconic place, it was very special.
I'm sure. And switching back to the tour, I mean, you already hit about your Blake Shelton friendship, and you have some obviously unique moments with him. What are you looking forward to the most when you're on the road with him? Just getting some quality time in, or?
Yeah, that's it, and making new fans. I know that there are going to be people that come to these shows who might not be as familiar with me. That's the hope.
Yeah, but they know the Redneck Yacht Club, so that
yeah. They might know the songs, but they might not be as familiar with me in particular. So I'm hoping to increase our fan base and introduce them to not only the music that we've had so much success with, but some of this new music, and hopefully make new fans, and as important, spend some time with my friends, Blake, Trace, and Dina.
Well, that's the whole sentiment of the tour, which is pretty evident in the people that are performing on it, too. That's pretty cool. I know we're getting close on time here. I just wanted to ask you, is there any new music, any country music that has been coming out recently that you've really been paying attention to, have caught your ear?
Man, I'm a huge fan of Luke Combs. He and I are friends as well. Love the guy. I love what he stands for. I love his music. There's a couple new acts out there that I think are really hitting accord with our fan base, the real country music listeners. Zach, some of the stuff that he's putting out, I just love it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, the EP's out now, American Soundtrack, and you can see Craig Morgan amongst others, including Blake Shelton at the Garden this Friday night. And Craig, when you're on stage doing International Harvester, when you hear someone going plower really loudly, that's going to be me, okay?
I love it. I love that, man, because I get to hear them sing it back so loud that I don't get to hear myself.
Oh, it's going to be good. All right, well, have a good rest of your day, and I appreciate you taking the time. Can't wait to hang out on Friday. It's going to be great.
Thank you. Same here. Godspeed.